Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on Titans Season 3, and this will be my review and breakdown for Titans Season 3 Episode 4 titled Blackfire. And once again guys, Titans sticks the landing with another phenomenal episode. Titans Season 3 has just been a blast recently. I've been enjoying it so much. It's literally the total opposite of Season 2, which I considered the worst season of Titans and I thought was just unwatchable. And with just 4 episodes into this season, I'm gonna say that Titans Season 3 is the best season that Titans has ever put out so far. I've really been enjoying Titans Season 3 so much. We had some very interesting storylines taking place during this episode, such as what is going on with Corey's vision, why is she getting them. We got to explore that, which I thought was very interesting. We also got to see Blackfire make her first appearance for Titans Season 3, and we know she'll be playing a huge role going forward. But the highlight for this episode for me was the Dick Grayson and Jonathan Crane storyline. I found that really intriguing, and we had some really nice character interactions between the two as well. And then also the Red Hood and Nightwing fight scene at night. Just what a fight scene. I'm going to talk about that as well. But obviously before I get into anything related to the episode, spoiler alert, because this is a review and breakdown after all, so I'll be going over some major spoilers which you certainly wouldn't want to hear from me. So if you haven't seen the episode, go watch the episode and then come back later for this breakdown. But for those who are staying, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more DC TV content coming your way. But yeah, this episode kicks off at Arkham Asylum, where we have Jonathan Crane taking his medicine, shall we say, since he is in Arkham Asylum after all, where all the lunatics in Gotham are held at. But we have someone being hired by Red Hood attempting to shank Jonathan Crane, in which later on in the episode we find out that this was just a diversion so that Jonathan Crane could get a prisoner transfer out of Arkham Asylum so that it's easier for Red Hood to save him. But for now, it looked like an assassination attempt, and I was very interested to see what was going on over here. But yeah, Jonathan Crane is safe. He was able to defend himself. We then cut to Connor, who is washing off the burns over last episode, where obviously he tried to save Hank, but got caught in the explosion. He blames himself for not having to reach Hank's room in time. He was too slow. He just blames himself for it. He's like, oh, Superman wouldn't have failed like that, but I failed. The Lex Luthor part of me basically took over. He says stuff like that. We do also have Gar being in his presence and he's trying to calm him down. But we do also have Dawn coming in, and she tells Connor that he is not to blame. She was the one who pulled the trigger, so she is the one to blame for if they were to blame anyone. We do also get the reveal that Dawn is going to Paris for a while. Now, whether this means that the actress Minka Kelly just wanted to leave the show, I don't know. I guess we will have to wait and see. But for now, it seems like it's just temporary. But Dick Grayson is left behind, and he's clearly affected by both Hank's loss, but also Jason Todd's downfall into becoming Red Hood as well. So when he hears that Red Hood has ordered a hit on Dr. Crane in prison through Barbara, Dick Grayson just waits till Jonathan Crane is out of Arkham Asylum, and then this leads to him intercepting his transport. He beats up the guards, takes them out, and spirits him away to a remote cabin in the middle of nowhere. Now, I really like this interpretation of Jonathan Crane aka Scarecrow, since it highlights his talents as a psychologist rather than the typical Scarecrow we're used to seeing with the fear toxin stuff and all the other quintessentially villainous aspects of his persona. But over here, he's much more subtle, and he's gradually picking on Dick's psyche, for example. I really like this version of Scarecrow. I know we're going to see that, villainous side of Scarecrow where he's going to put on the mask and he's obviously going to use the fear toxins and stuff. We're going to see that later on, but I really like this version of Scarecrow as well. I just wanted to mention that. But the cabin where Dick and Jonathan Crane are hiding out is symbolic of that. It's where Bruce trained him and Jason, at least in part by sending them off into the woods alone to be at the mercy of a local wolf. And this was kind of symbolic of something which happened in the comics, where Bruce left Dick Grayson in a pile of in a pit pile of rats and bats for a whole day to obviously help Dick to overcome being afraid. So this was quite similar to that, which was something very interesting. I did also like how Dick Grayson mentioned that Bruce taught him how to use their fear to make others afraid of you, which was why Bruce chose a bat of all animals, for those who don't know, because as a kid, Bruce Wayne was terrified of bats, and he dresses up as a bat to inflict the fear onto others as a Batman. So yeah, I really like that as well. It's a cliched line when Dick Grayson says that the wolf should have been scared of him rather than vice versa. It's basically what I've just been talking about. We do obviously have the Starfire storyline taking place as well, where Starfire continues to grapple with her weird visions and blackouts, and they just keep progressively getting worse and worse. And as we saw during one of the scenes where she just walked out of nowhere and she just attacked Gar without realizing what she was doing and what was going on. And obviously Gar begins to become afraid of Corey due to what's happening to her, but obviously he doesn't know exactly what's happening. But later on in the episode, obviously Corey opens up to Gar and basically explains what is going on, and this then leads to Gar having the idea for Corey to use Bruce's isolation tank. She basically goes in and we have her seeing the visions she has been sleepwalking with, and it looked like Blackfire was calling for Corey to come out to this location. But the isolation chamber was not a success, because when Gar wakes up, he realizes that Corey knocked him out and then bundled him into the trunk of the car and driven him out in the middle of nowhere. We then have Gar noticing that the car is parked on a hatch, which leads them into the secret government facility staffed by one random guy and containing a captive, Blackfire, who has been psychologically luring her sister there despite her cell dampening her powers. They have a chat about their sibling rivalry, and also Blackfire feels like Corey was always less punished. She was always the one who was, herself was more severely punished, and she thought that was unfair. But obviously Corey says that that's your fault. And then they begin to have a fight where Blackfire triggers Corey by mentioning her ex-boyfriend Friday. But yeah, Corey isn't able to get through to her sister. She isn't able to change how she fundamentally sees things. So it makes her actually question whether she should actually break her out or not, which I thought was very interesting. But Red Hood then arrives to the woods and he's able to track down the whereabouts of Jonathan Crane, and we have Dick Grayson using Jonathan Crane as bait by making him wear some clothes so that he looks like Dick Grayson, and the trap works. Red Hood thinks that it's Dick Grayson, but yeah, we have an absolutely phenomenal fight scene taking place between Red Hood and Nightwing. From the suits and the weapons and the special effects, they all stand out against the dark backdrop of the woods. I really liked the setting they chose, the lighting they chose. I really liked all of that. It was just so visually pleasing to see. Not just that, but the choreography was so good. It was just priceless. Obviously, while that was happening, we had Jonathan Crane attempting to run away, and he was unable to do that due to some sort of a force field. And we also have a GCPD marksman on a chopper, and he's waiting for Barbara Gordon to order to, shoot Red Hood. But when Barbara gives the indication to actually shoot Red Hood, the bullet hits the wrong target. It hits Nightwing, but they don't notice, which only results in Red Hood being able to slip away along with Scarecrow. And yeah, Nightwing is really triggered about that. He goes back into the cabin all wounded, with obviously Scarecrow gone. So yeah, we have obviously established that Scarecrow helped Jason Todd almost feel invincible, which is why Jason Todd needs Jonathan Crane. But we do also know that Jonathan Crane will be the main villain of the season. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to see what's going to happen next, because this is just so intriguing. I'm really invested in this storyline with Titans Season 3. And I just cannot wait to see what happens next, now that Red Hood and Scarecrow have officially reunited and are working together. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. It is the worst episode out of all 4 episodes, but that's just due to how good the first 3 episodes were. It was still a great episode. It was still a very entertaining episode, and there were a lot of things I really enjoyed. But overall, I will give this episode an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode. I just don't think it was better than the first 3. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys enjoyed this episode as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.